The porn's been very good. The amount of furry porn has dropped drastically, which is great. And we're seeing a lot more shit with like Ellen and Nicole and Grace, which is awesome for me. I've cranked my shit like 4 fucking times. That shit already. It's been dope.
Tectone.
And
Too
the
much
range of
information.
models-
With how ZZZ is going, it feels like it's on its last legs, you know. It feels like the foundation's about to fall apart for ZZZ. So, Tectone, our Lord and Savior Tectone, please save the game. Please save the game from all these haters. But yeah, no, I have been coming to Tectone's videos and streams and all that, hearing his takes, because Tectone doesn't sugarcoat anything. He says things for what they are, you know. He really gives his honest thoughts, and to the point that if it feels like a fact, he will share it. He's not afraid to share his facts and just something that's just, you know, it is what it is. He's not afraid of getting cancelled. He's not afraid that what do you call that he loses a bunch of his viewers or anything like that. He just honestly says things for what they are. But yeah, Tectone. I paused this at the end. I think I have a name. I have a name for a title already. But yeah, that's why I like Tectone. His takes. I like his takes, and he just says things for what they are, basically. And the reason why he's with ZZZ, because right, like the reason why he's still playing it is because he's not like these sheep where like something they didn't like immediately, and now they're making like a whole video talking about the downsides for this game, even they haven't played it for a long time. Like they haven't reached the end content. Tecton wants to reach the end content before he can like properly evaluate the game. So this is like his first impressions. The thing with people's first impressions, that trying to rule it off as if like this is just the whole game, right? So they are just immediately just saying that this game is just bad, but they haven't reached the end content. They don't know what's the highest difficulty. They don't know much about the game. But and again, it's understandable. You haven't found anything fun. So again, like I said, if you haven't found anything fun when you have gone that far into the game, then you should just quit. But then those people who just want to hold on and are just hoping that something, you know, great happens. Shout out to those people, by the way, you know. Some people's patience are not that good because they'll just play for those 6 hours, even less, and just give up and just, you know, completely give up. And it's understandable because they gave up because they don't see the fun yet. But for those that haven't seen the fun, which is just a lie, but for those that haven't seen the fun but are still holding on to the game, shout out. Really, shout out to you guys. Because you guys want to at least give like a proper review once you reach the end content, instead of like trying to say that your first impressions is just the main title that this game is just bad, you know. But yeah, and the other thing is, it's just horrible that people are comparing this game so much. Stop comparing the game. If you're gonna give a review of this game, stop comparing it to other games. Like legit, you're so childish for doing that. Just review the game for what it is. Because people are saying that it's butchered, it's rushed. How is that it's not. You're just probably saying that because it feels like it's lesser than a game. And since it feels lesser than one game, that means it's just labeled as bad. You know? But anyways. Tectone, please save us.
I encourage every single person to watch this entire video before they leave a comment saying some dumb, because I feel like people are very confused on what my opinion is. So I'm giving you guys a 24-hour review of Zenless Zone Zero, and I'm going to continue updating this perhaps in the next 72 hours or perhaps 1 week. But I don't plan on giving up on Zenless Zone Zero right now because I want to, if I don't like the game, I want to have an entirely complete opinion and not just go off of what public opinion is saying or early gamer instincts. I'm going to beat all the content in this game like I did for Wuthering Waves, and I am attempting to give the most fair review of this game possible as one of the CCs who's blacklisted by the company themselves, because I want you guys to know the pros and cons. And yeah, I'm going to go over everything. In case you're wondering what am I going over, in case there's a part you're looking forward to, feel free to skim around.
Community on fire, art pity for viewbotting, holy chain. Just quickly brushing through these, story, yapping. Music, rank all gachas, final rating out of 10. Okay.
Everything right here we're going to go through
Let's
the
go
top
through it,
to the
Tectone.
bottom.
Let's go
If
through
you
it.
feel like I left something or I missed something out, feel free to let me know in the future video because I'll make another update later. But yeah, I just want to give you guys my complete thoughts. That way you guys don't know how I feel or don't feel. And let's start with the community. The community aspect for Zenless Zone Zero has been nothing short of the biggest bitch wine fest I've ever seen in my entire life.
True.
So much so where if people are actually enjoying the game, people are getting angry at them just for enjoying it this early on. I can understand when people are upset about someone else enjoying the game. Once you're like 3, 4, 5 years in, you realize the devs don't give a fuck about what you're doing or saying whatsoever. But right now, we haven't really been proved that the devs aren't listening right now. They have made some changes to the TV,
Yeah,
as they
it's
stated
new.
prior. I feel like it's fine to give the game a full try. We don't know the lengths
We'll
of the
see how
end-game
much they
content.
listen.
The game has been out for less than 24
Like,
hours.
we'll see how much they listen to us once the game is, a bit much older. We won't know if the devs don't listen. The reason why we say that the devs don't listen is just because of it's a Hoyoverse title, But we'll have to get into it and really see if that's going to be the case with this game. Because maybe they might favor this game more than the other games. Who knows? We don't know. Just give it some time. Let the game at least age a bit.
And I feel like getting this angry this early is a little bit childish, a little bit dumb, and a little bit short-sighted. Let's wait to shit on it until there is absolutely no wiggle room whatsoever. Let's beat everything in the game, or at least allow me to beat everything in the game. Then I'll let you know exactly that this is not an opinion.
I'm definitely
going
to try and beat everything.
Or doesn't. That's the way that I like to go about things, but that's just me. R34, the porn's been very good. The amount of furry porn has dropped drastically, which is great, and we're seeing a lot more shit with like Ellen and Nicole and Grace, which is awesome for me. I've cranked my shit like 4 fucking times. That shit already. It's
gosh,
been dope. And
too much
the
information.
models have been awesome. Okay, let's get into something a little bit more serious. The Hoyoverse view-botting streamers. So in case you guys don't know, content creators like Doro, Anthony Chen, Ziox are all getting front page access. I'm assuming by Hoyoverse's means, but I can't confirm or deny anything. But yeah, there was a lot of people being very upset because there was a lot of people who were having disingenuous viewer numbers on their front page. In case you guys don't know, there's a browser source that a lot of people in my chat use where it actually shows how many authentic viewers there are on people's chats, and a lot of
You can see that? So you can like see the amount of bots in your stream. I need to know what browser that is. But that's bad from the devs, because once they do that, it's favoritism basically. I can see why they did it, because I guess maybe in their eyes they also see that people are just whining a bit too much about that game. But no, this sparks favoritism. They shouldn't do that. So they gave like people who are talking good about the game, or they gave people who are like sponsored like bots to view, to like have their numbers much higher than the lower content creators, and the actual like low content creators. I'm a good example. Low content creators that enjoy that game, So yeah, it's favoritism. I guess they're trying to like the people who are really popular and talking bad about the game get pushed down, so that that game doesn't look bad for those who want to go and try it. Because yes, there's an overwhelming amount of people actually saying that ZZZ is like a bad game, even though they played it for a short time. So they're trying to push those guys down, and they're trying to like push the people up who are like sponsored or talking well about the game. But all in all, that is bad, because you are now sparking favoritism. I'm not a big fan of favoritism, especially when it's amongst devs, like with our sponsors and stuff like that. So nah, that's very bad for a dev to do.
For Hoyo creators. Also, once again, nothing they can do about this. Nothing they can do about this at all. But yeah, a lot of people are having disingenuous viewership. For example, Dora only had 30% of a legitimate audience, and I think that's going to rub people all the wrong way. I don't think anybody should be holding the streamers accountable for doing this, but I do understand people are upset by...
That's good. Okay, so don't blame the streamers. The streamers don't have any sort of control over this. So I'm guessing that when this happened, they thought that they were just genuinely getting like the hype train of the game. But all in all, those were just bots that I guess somehow Hoyoverse set up. So it's very bad. That sparks favoritism,
Hoyoverse essentially trying to control the advertising market and not making it a free market and promoting people who they deem good boys and not helping anybody else who they deem to be bad boys. I think it's a bit disingenuous. I'm not a fan of it whatsoever. I think it's very cringe, but I think a lot of people have a lot of misplaced aggression and rather have hatred towards those content creators or frustration with those content creators. Maybe direct that at the company themselves or whoever's in charge of actually doing that. But we'll figure that shit out later. But yes, if you were seeing content creators with inflated viewership, I assure you it was not due to them being good streamers. It was due to them being put on the front page of Twitch, which increases your viewership quite a bit. All right, let's continue here. Target demographic, furries and Zoomers. I feel like a lot of people who are older aren't really going to enjoy this game too much because this is for much more of a Zoomer ADD audience and for furries. But it is what it is.
I'm like, yeah, I was like, is this game really directed towards kids? I think to some extent, maybe it is. I was just saying that maybe it is not because of like in the first panel of the game where like there's a guy cursing a lot, even though it was censored. And also just like the little bits of fan service of Nicole and these other like female characters, I guess, right? So I feel like, you know, to say that this game is directed towards kids, it's kind of off at the same time, you know, because there is fan service at the same time. So, but unless I think maybe they're trying to like really try and push this game for everyone, I guess. Because maybe they were just like, we want kids to play our game, so we're going to put kids. We want horny people to play our game, so we're going to put women that, you know, have some spicy angles. And we want furries to play that game, our game, so we're going to put some animals as well, you know? I think that's what they're trying to do, maybe. I don't think they're going for a specific audience. I feel like they're trying to make the game for as much groups as they can, you know? That's what I feel like.
I feel like the community will be a fucking disaster from here into perpetuity because that's who we are targeting as our audience, but it is what it is. I try to adapt with the times. I don't want to be some old, bitter guy, so I'm attempting to adapt and be hip with it, and maybe, you know, maybe I'll jerk off to Vaporeon today just to feel a little bit more included in the community that they're aiming towards. Sponsors, I feel like they're doing a great job. They're sponsoring content creators like Sea Dog, Iron Mouse, Maximilian Dude, and other people who seem to enjoy gacha games just like other random OTV members. Very cool. I feel like they're doing...
Can I be honest? I don't like looking at sponsors. I really don't, because when you're sponsored, you are kind of forced to talk only good about the game, if I'm being completely honest. So for me to like get honest opinions from them, it's not going to be very valid, you know, because their job is just to try and make the game look good. So I try like look at people who are just genuinely playing the game just to try it out. They're not forced, they're not sponsored or anything like that. They're not trying to get sponsored or anything like that. So me in general, I don't go watch people who are sponsored, because it just makes them just talk about, you know, lies about the game, even though some stuff are not true, you know. But that's me. I think that's a valid reason why I just don't go watch sponsors, just because they might lie about the game being good when the game is not actually good.
Doing a great job with their money, and I feel like they both...
With the way how that, I don't know how that is. I don't know if it's like actually good or if they're doing well giving sponsors to like whoever's being sponsored. I haven't really checked them out, so yeah. But that's where I stand with these people who are sponsored.
Have a lot of financial incentivization for more content creators who want to play their game. So I do think this game will have a healthy lifespan on Twitch. How long? I'm not sure. General CC's attitudes is pretty much nothing short of absolute piss fucking poor whiny bitch babies, and that's okay. It is what it is. Once again, I could totally understand if they were like this, and I'm not saying every content creator, but I'm saying there's a lot of wah crying bitches going on in the community right now that say, I don't like the game and here's why. I think it's stupid. I can't tell you why that is, but I just really feel like it's dumb. I don't really know what I'm saying, but that's how I feel. Here's my viewpoint.
That's how it
felt. If you're a content creator that's giving an opinion and you can't back why you're giving that opinion, or if you can't justify that viewpoint, I feel like you should pivot that or not say anything whatsoever. Because when you're just saying, take my word at face value and I won't defend it whatsoever, prove it whatsoever, it's just going to lead to some very cringe behavior in the community. Yeah, if you have a viewpoint, defend your viewpoint. Yeah, that's why it's called constructive criticism, not just criticism, because it gets a little bit weird when you can't defend or explain why it is what you're saying. Anyways, let's keep going over here. Overworld. I feel like the overworld is actually pretty nice. I like this area quite a bit. There was a nice cutscene after part 1 that kind of makes the world feel a little bit more alive. I feel like this game is completely carried by the Bang Boos, and I really like it. I think the Bang Boos are adorable. I feel like the small little overworld is very nice. I hope it expands in the future, and I hope we get a little bit more reason to care about these NPCs in here. But yeah, for right now, I feel like it's pretty okay. And the arcade is a ton of fun. I hope that there are more areas that we get to go to that makes this area feel more unique and more special. But for right now, it's pretty simplistic. It's pretty straightforward. It isn't anything crazy, but you know, it's nice. Okay, let's keep going here. Characters in the game. Currently, my favorite character in the game by far, it's not even close as Grace. I think she's incredibly fuckable, super fucking hot, massive fucking jugs, and she shows her tummy, which I think is hot as fuck. Her playstyle is the funnest by far. It's not even close. She gives you a lot of freedom for combos and shit, and yeah, she can do a lot of things.
Okay. I mean, for me, it's Coletta. I just love that flamboyant energy. Someone who's like very flamboyant. Because I like Coletta, and I like that one guy, the one that's like, we have Corin, who's like below Coletta, then the next one below that. He's also flamboyant. It's just that, you know, the game doesn't really give him that much screen time. But as of now, I also like Billy because, you know, that whole Deadpool type of theme. I do like Billy to an extent, but, you know, it's not really that huge. But I can say right now, my favorite character right now is Coletta because she's just so flamboyant and pretty much she's my favorite character right now.
Her voice lines are perfect. I think she is the best character in the entire game. From an aesthetic point, from who I have so far, I currently have Coletta and Grace as my 2 5-stars, which I'm pretty happy about. No, I didn't lose the 50-50 on Ellen. I just got an early 5-star. My first 10 pull was a 5-star Coletta, and I got very lucky getting Grace as well, later off the standard banner. These are all the characters that I have. There is a abundance of child characters, which I think is very lame. However, I'm saying that because I'm a 30-year-old adult. However, I think it's fine to have kid characters in the game because kids play this games, guys, and let's not forget about that. I just think it gets really weird when the kids start getting sexualized, and that's the part that I don't fuck with. But I don't think...
Yes. When they are sexualized, that's the problem. If the lollies and the kids are sexualized, it's a problem. But if they're just there, it's okay. You know, and yeah, okay, I get it. People feel uncomfortable and stuff like that. You know, someone made a point in my last video, in my comments, saying that the reason why people feel weird, they feel like the people feel weird just because they are creating a scenario in their head to sexualizing that kid. I don't really think that people feel weirded out that kids are in this game just because of like, it's unrealistic. Kids are fighting monsters, you know? It feels weird because kids are fighting monsters. No, I don't think that's the sense. I don't think people are weirded out because it's unrealistic. I think people are weirded out because they feel like these kids are like sexualized or something. And I get it. If you feel uncomfortable with the game sexualizing those kids, I'll also feel uncomfortable. If I see panty shots of kids, if I see kids bending over in weird ways, like they are trying to really sexualize the kids, it makes me uncomfortable. I'll move away. But the kids just being present in the game as characters that are just there who fight with huge ass weapons, it's okay. It's not weird. It's weird once they're sexualized. Same with these animal characters. They are very cool. I love their aesthetics. But it's weird when they're sexualized. That's it.
I think having characters
Great
that
point.
are kids is inherently bad. Considering that, you know, some people who are kids, which is pretty much the target demographic of this game, are going to want characters that are like them, and I think that's fine. However, when you grow out of it, it does get a little bit weird. I don't know why there's a big bear guy, but maybe if you're gay like me, you'll want a character that represents your big gay self. I'm like a big old bear. Anyways.
I personally like Ben.
Grace is really fucking fine. I think Nicole's fucking fine.
I'm not a furry, but I like Ben, for real.
Playing Nicole's miserable. Nekomata, I don't like her characters, but the way she plays is really cool. Soldier 11 plays really great. I haven't played Lycon yet. Ellen is so fuckable, it's ridiculous. And her playstyle is pretty cool. Not as cool as Grace. I really want Rena, but yeah, for every really weird character this game has, they kind of make up for it by having some of the coolest characters I've ever seen in a gacha game that I really fucking enjoy. And
like,
yeah, they really took
it's so weird. People are hating at this game, and I'm just like saying this, and people will be like, oh, because what, you have a monkey brain or something? You're just easily impressed by this? This game actually looks like time has been put into it. This game does not feel rushed, dude. If you say this game feels rushed, I don't know why. You are just, because you see a polished game like Genshin, Withering Waves, HSR, and then you see ZZZ and feel like, oh, it's a lesser quality, so it feels rushed. you do not never review a game, please, cause you do not want to praise a game for what it is.
sliders and slided them to the
Anyways.
fucking max. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm a fucking huge tit lover, and there's a lot of huge fucking boobs, and they're rigged so well, they're fucking flopping around. It's awesome. Yeah, character progression.
Me. I mean, this is more on a personal level. Like, do I really fawn over like big titted women and stuff? I mean, like, yeah, I guess to some extent, if there's like a very gorgeous woman, huge tits and all that, yeah, I like it to an extent, but you know, it's not too much like Tectone. Tectone is, again, this guy is very real. He's straightforward. When he says he wants to do stuff to those characters, he wants to do stuff. And you know, it's not weird. They're animated. If people are like, oh, this guy's a weirdo because, dude, they're animated. Stop freaking, like, you want to take it as if like these animated characters are real. But no, I do love a few mommies, you know, I do love mommies. But I like a flamboyant energy, you know. That's something that really makes me go like, I love this character. With females, yeah, if they are, you know, busty and stuff like that, it's pretty nice to look at, not gonna lie.
Progression feels pretty
I do have a
fucking
man
slow,
brain.
I'm not gonna lie. Just hit character level 20, and that's probably important to say. I am completely free to play in this game. I'm level 22. The reason why I'm lower than other content creators is because I'm actually not skipping the story, and I'm listening to every single voice dialogue in the entire game, and I'm actually attempting to enjoy it, which I'll get to that later. But yeah, progression's pretty fucking slow when it comes to characters. I'm already feeling energy gated, but we'll see how it goes. There might be a great Doom area at level 30, but I'll find that out when I'm level 30. Let's keep going here. All right, combat. Elephant in the room, combat. This was advertised by a couple of dev interviews as a combat-focused game. No, it's not. It's simply not that. It's just simply not that. I've played in the first 24 hours well over 13 hours, and it's pretty much 90% TV story and then 10% combat. I don't know why the fuck they decided to advertise it that way. I think it's a fucking blunder.
I thought he was gonna say something like as if like the combat is like bad or something like that. Or like the way the game is advertised is that, I mean, yeah, the way he said the game is being advertised as if like the combat was like the big deal of the game, and it's true, it was advertised in that way, but it feels like the combat doesn't feel like I'm doing a lot of it. It feels more of like the TV system is what's the main thing about the game, you know. I thought I was gonna be in the like fighting almost like at least like 80% of the time, and the TV system was going to be like 20%, but that is, the roles are switched. It feels like the TV system is more. Now, I was talking with someone about the TV system, and they said that the TV system is like a great combination with PGR and another game. I can't remember what they said. I think they said Honkai. Honkai like has some sort of system. Like, again, I can't remember, but he said that it's like a combination. The TV system is like a combination of something in PGR with another game, maybe Honkai Star Rail or something. But yeah, and with this TV system, the thing is like I really don't like it, but I want to learn to love it, cause I thought that everyone hated it. But the person I was talking with when talking about the TV system, they told me that they really like it, and I was so shocked. So I'm just like, okay, so maybe I can like this. Because the thing is like, I have liked so many stuff that pissed off a lot of people in games. Like, at least I've tried to see like the uniqueness. Because that's the thing. That's the thing with this game. That is the uniqueness of this game. So I'm trying my best to like it. I don't like it as of now. It might become worse. It might become more tedious. But I'm just letting everyone know that I am open to it. I'm not completely dismissing that this TV system is just impossible to come back from, but I am willing to actually like it. But yeah,
we all knew it wasn't going to be a combat-focused gameplay. I don't know why the fuck they said that, but it is what it is. Yeah, it is once again another story-focused game, much like Hoyoverse is known for doing. Now, how fun is the combat once you get in? My opinion has changed drastically since I started, which is the reason why I wanted to make this video. The animations are incredible. I love them. People were saying that this game has worse animations than any other gacha. They're simply just wrong. I think the animations and the voice lines for the characters are very good, especially Ellen's big ultimate. I like the impact frames of her teeth. It's very cool. But yeah, I feel like the animations are incredible. The fluidity of combat is amazing. The difficulty is non-existent. It is fucking non-existent currently. Yeah. 24 hours in, I have not made it to the endgame mode.
Yes, I do not feel like there's a challenge at all right now. The game does not feel I'm at risk at the moment playing the game. It's like the combat of it, which is true. I'm glad that Tectone is pointing that out, cause I'm always like trying to hear when these people say that no, the combat is like what, boring or it sucks, like just the mechanics of it. I'll say that because what makes the combat, the sucky part of the combat is just that I there's no difficulty to it just yet. That's why I gotta grind towards the end game to see if the difficulty actually gets there. But as of right now, no, the game feels very easy. The combat doesn't feel like I'm actually at risk of like all my units dying. The only time my health like drops drastically is during the TV system. Like when you walk there during the TV system, there are like traps. So when you walk into those traps, your health will get like your health will get affected. It will drop, and once you get into combat, your health will like remain there on that's what I call amount of health. After you getting hit by a trap and you go into combat, your health will just be a bit lesser. So yeah, that's the only way that I would drastically lose health if I just walk into a lot of traps during the TV exploration. But no, that's very honest. That's a very good point. The difficulty in this game is non-existent at the moment. That's why I want to try and reach the end game to see if it does get difficult. If it actually makes me feel like I have to really pay attention to dodging all the time and pairing, and like try and actually like focus on building a unit that actually helps me against those high leveled difficulty enemies.
The difficulty is fucking non-existent. A lot of the difficulty is for making enemies have a lot more HP, when in reality they should increase the frequency of attacks as well.
Yes, okay. You see, when it comes to that, a lot of games have this habit of like making it seem like something is just more difficult just because it has a large health pool, which I don't think, no, that's not the case. That doesn't make something difficult. It just makes it that you're gonna take a bit much longer to kill that thing. I've been playing Monster Hunter recently. These monsters, they have a decent amount of health, especially when you reach like master rank. That's where like the monsters are like really, really difficult, right? And the more monsters you go through, they get higher health, higher health, higher health, higher health, and higher health. And there will be some variety of some monsters where like different attacks and stuff like that than the previous versions. So yeah, I wouldn't say difficulty is all about just an enemy getting more health, because you also like still with Monster Hunter like Fatalis. When I say Fatalis is ultimately difficult, yeah, he does a lot of damage, so you have to make sure that you really don't get hit. There's difficulty there. But is Fatalis difficult because he has a large health pool? Because he has the biggest health pool in Monster Hunter World? No, he not really. I wouldn't say he's difficult because of his health. He's just difficult because of like his attacks really do damage, and you have to be careful with some attacks. And sometimes it's like his patterns is like, when are you gonna have a chance to attack? That's that's how difficulty should work. For something to be more difficult, there should be like an enemy throwing out more attacks than its easier version, right? And attacks that actually feel like if you get hit by them, you can die. So you have to like really play very well to dodge, to block, to parry, and all that. But to say that health is a factor in difficulty, it's not. It really isn't.
As the damage of the attacks that they do. And I think that'll be really good, because if you do increase the frequency of the attacks, that'll also give players more frequency of parry, which I think will make combat just feel better overall in general. So I think that'd be very good to do, is to make the mobs attack faster and hit harder and make parries feel even better. Okay, the difficulty is not existent.
That's why I really like Tectone. It's like he's reading my mind. So this is like why I really come to this guy, because first I'll think about like something with a game or just some specific take. Then I'll just ask myself, how will Tectone think about this? So I go check him out, and he says the exact same stuff that I said. I don't know, maybe at this point I'm making myself seem like I'm a meat rider, but it seems like me and Tectone are just on par whenever we're thinking about certain stuff.
The parries and dodge feel incredible. I think the parry system in this game is one of my favorites ever. I actually prefer it over Wuthering Waves due to the sound design being so fucking orgasmic each time you hit it. It is
I actually never wanted to admit that about the parry system. I think I just like ZZZ's parry system more, Because with ZZZ, with Withering Waves, when you parry, that's you trying to like land an attack that an enemy is about to throw. Like some specific attacks, it's not like all the attacks. So when an enemy throws a specific attack, you have to like press the attack button as well. And it makes that satisfying sound of like ting, you know? It's very great. But with ZZZ, I find it more satisfying.
However, I do think that the parries in this game are much easier. Whereas the parries in Wuthering Waves, you really have to fucking earn. However, I am not opposed to having a game where I just turn my brain off and spam buttons, as long as I know that's what I'm getting myself in for. And I am trying to increase the difficulty of this game by playing completely free to play. Yeah, the hit rewards are absolutely fantastic. Endgame, I'm not going to weigh in on. I'll most likely weigh in on that 1 week in once I've beaten everything in the entire game and I have a more complete review. I don't want to go in half-baked, and I don't want to give my opinion on that yet. Pulling. For the race, it is the exact same as Honkai Star Rail. I feel like it's fine. It's a typical Hoyo. I feel like they could have done better. I really wish there wasn't a chance to lose the weapon banner, like Wuthering Waves. But it is what it is. Hoyo will be greedy. Fuck it. Fuck them. Is what it is. The amount of currency that we get, I feel like I've been spoiled by...
Of course, I did. Did I show in my video before the last one, like 2 videos ago? Because I got, so far I've gotten 3 S ranks. My first S rank was Coleda. My second one was a weapon, and my third one was a weapon. Imagine I could have gotten 3 gold characters. Maybe one of them I could have constellated if I got a double of them. But unfortunately, so far I only have 1 gold, 1 S rank. That is like only pullable, not like free, like how some of the characters are like free. But yeah, right? Did I pull any other S rank character that was... No, I haven't. Yeah, I haven't. Right now I only have 1 S rank character, which is Coleda. That is like someone that you actually have to pull, you don't get for free. Then the other 2 were just weapons. So I hate that. I hate that the weapon banner is in the same pool with the characters. I hate that, honestly.
Because Wuwa gave so many fucking resources, and you'll say, oh, well, they had to do that. Okay, well, the reality is that they still fucking did it. Okay, they still fucking did it, and that's the fucking truth. I feel like I have no fucking pulls in this game. It's ridiculous. But once again, maybe that'll speed up more. I'm only about 13 hours into the game so far. Bang boos. Okay, bang boos.
I mean, yeah, with Withering Waves being generous all the time, with just giving us pulls. I mean, like, in a sense, yeah, they had to, but also, yeah, pretty much. They did it. With Genshin, they had to do so many, they had to also, like, do a lot of, what do you call, what's the word? Compensation, it feels like. But even during compensation, it feels like they barely give us anything, you know? So yeah, for them not to give us a larger amount, especially, you know, these games, Genshin is $1 billion game, you know, but just even Hoyoverse in general, you know, they have so much money. So just to give us just a couple of pools, you know, because what I would like is like them giving us at least like 90 pools to like actually decide that, oh, you want a character, so you have to use these 90 pools very well, you know. Stop giving us like 20 pulls, then make us go grind a lot and do story stuff that we don't want to do, and just get up to 50, not being able to get that character we want. Then we have to wait for the next event so we can top evolve to get to our PT, you know, something like that. Give us 90 pulls and let us decide with those 90 pulls, like, do you want to use these 90 pulls for this character, or do you want to skip this banner, then get the next character, you know? In that sense. But yeah, they make you feel like you can barely even get the characters that you want during like the first 2 events.
These little dumb fucks. These are the best part of the game. I love them.
Bang boos.
I'm in love with these. I prefer the bang boos over echoes. I'm a guy that always loves cute things, and these bang boos are fucking adorable. When I see them driving a forklift when they're very clearly not certified, or operating a fucking machine gun, I think it's fucking hilarious. Like, they're fat, dumb rats. Okay?
My preference over bang boos or echoes. I really like echoes just because it really feels Pokemon, and the way you catch them, and you know, it's very like Pokemon related. I'm a big fan of that. And the way like you can actually like use those echoes to do certain attacks. The bang boos are cute, but I think that's where it ends for me. It's just that the bang boos are cute. Even just to use them in combat, I haven't like dived that deep with them just yet. Again, because the game is just new. That's why I haven't dived deep enough to actually like use the bang boos that help me in combat. But as of now, just because I had more time with Withering Waves, I do prefer Echoes as of now. The Bang Boos, it just stops that cute. That's it. I need more time to actually implement Bang Boos into my gameplay and see how it goes. Then I'll see if I prefer Bang Boos or Echoes. Maybe I'll still prefer Echoes over Bang Boos, but yeah, right now, as of now, I prefer the Echoes.
The Japanese people's takes or Chinese people's takes on the minions, and these things are fucking adorable. I love how fucking stupid they are. They are genuinely autistic. It's so fucking funny. I love it. I love how much they use them. I love how much they lean on them. I love how they use them the UI UX of the TV mode. Oh Jesus, yeah. Super fucking fun. Which leads me into the great debacle. Oh, let's talk about the TVs. Have the TVs been fixed? The answer is, honestly, if they are, I have not fucking noticed. These TVs are fucking miserable. Now, I will say, not entirely. I think the TVs are miserable in the story mode. However, for the endgame mode right now, I think they've implemented them in a pretty clever way to where I myself am currently enjoying the TVs for the endgame mode. However, that is the only time I'm enjoying the TVs. I think they can utilize them better for content that's a little bit more serious in order to unlock more diversity and complexity of play. But for right now, the way they're using the story is fucking abysmal. I don't like it. I don't want to fix a fucking train. I don't want to get chased by a big fucking TV.
So when it comes to the end game, I don't know because I haven't dived into that yet. I'm still focused on the story, so I can't really give a point on like how the TV system is when it comes to the end game. But to hear that Tectone is like at least tolerating it, that's wild to hear. I haven't even had anyone talk about the TV system when it comes to like actual like end game stuff. No one has spoken about it. People talk about the TV system only just based on the story. So, that's actually giving me like a glimmer of hope. But yeah, TVs in the story system, it's bad. It feels so tedious. But, I'm going to play some ZZZ again today and actually see like what is the end game TV system. But yeah.
Take them fucking out, but keep them for the roguelike mode. It's fucking fine. It's literally fucking fine. Please God.
For the road, like, yeah, I can see them being good, actually. God,
lower the amount of TVs in story and only use them to help fluidity and complexity of play in endgame modes. We don't need them anywhere else. The story, the voice acting is impeccable. I love it. The voice acting is fucking impeccable. The cutscenes are fucking incredible. The Miyabi cutscene where she fights the giant demon was beautiful.
Yep.
I am blown away at every single cutscene we get into this game. So much so that I'm willing to listen to the Yap Fest. We'll get into that later. I truly feel...
With me, I haven't listened too much to the story, I'll be honest. But it gets to a point where like, when you skip those stories, you just suddenly see cutscenes, right? And yes, it is so breathtaking to see all that. Keep on hitting my mic. It is so breathtaking to see that craziness happen. And the way, again, the game tells a story, it's amazing. I'm actually like, I enjoy those little moments. Whenever those type of moments happen, I actually sit down and try to watch this, like the way they're telling that story. But when it comes to the Yap Fest, where it just feels like they're yapping, I do skip. But yeah, I if it's yapping happening, I will skip, honestly. But so far, the way they tell the story and the cutscenes have really been breathtaking.
That this is the most polished Hoyo game in terms of facial animations, in the way of telling their story, in the way of showing their cutscenes. I feel like it's second to none. It's very close to Wuthering Waves.
And I hear people talking bad about it.
That was incredible. But the things that we're seeing in these stories, the facial expressions that we're seeing, the emotions we're seeing from the characters, I fucking love. I genuinely fucking
Is he going to talk about the voice actors? When it comes to voice acting, Withering Waves, I honestly don't like the voice acting. Or let me just say, I don't like the English dialogues. Maybe I should play it in Japanese, then I'll know. But, or even the original language, maybe Chinese. But the English voice acting Withering Waves, I'm not a big fan. It doesn't feel like there's not there's like no feeling to it. But there are certain characters that, because like there's Scar, there's that new woman. What's her name? Yeah, that voice acting is pretty good. I like that voice acting. But then there are just some characters where that voice acting just feels it's I don't really care much about it. But the voice acting in Zone Zero, I love it. It's amazing. These people actually sound professional. I'm not beating on the voice actors of Wuthering Waves because the devs can decide on like how they want them to be. So I won't say that the voice actors are in full control of like what to say, but it really feels weak. The English version of Wuthering Waves feels very weak compared to ZZZ because ZZZ's voice acting in English is so amazing.
How beautiful everything is in this game, and good lord, the NPCs are so fuckable, it's ridiculous. We have some of the baddest bitches in all of fucking gaming that are just random fucking NPCs. Like, they're just so fucking hot. Like,
Oh, those
dude,
ones.
dude, like, look at this bitch's ass. It's ridiculous. Look at
those two.
Look at these fucking two NPCs. Like, good God.
Good
dude.
God.
Holy shit. It reminds me of Monster Hunter Rise. Like, Jesus Christ.
Oh,
They
yeah.
look so good.
Monster
You might be
Rise.
wondering, okay, is this guy a fucking Coomer? Yes, but also you have to understand, sex appeal and gacha games are fucking huge, and this game has it 1,000,000%. Right? It actually is very important. There's a reason why every female always outsells males. Show me a male banner that tops a chart in a gacha game. I promise you, it'll be pretty fucking difficult.
Yeah.
Okay? These people want sex appeal, and this game fucking has it. Story, from a narrative perspective, for what they're telling, is really fucking boring. Really fucking boring. It's very slice of lifey, which I don't fuck with, but it is comforting. It's very predictable, and the amount of over techno jargon that they use when talking is just like, holy fuck, shoot me, we don't fucking care. Stop using these dork elite speak terms. Nobody gets what the fuck you're saying. Okay? They're hackers. We get it. Like, these dudes tell us that we're hackers more than EO tells us that he's played a fighting game. Nobody fucking cares. Yes, this game should
those are the
very
moments that I
well be
skip.
changed from ZZZ to YYY, because holy yap, this shit is fucking nuts. However, I am seeing a glimmer for some of the quests, because Miyabi's squad was very fun to listen to. I really enjoyed talking to them. I also enjoyed Nicole every single time she speaks. But man, when you're stuck with a bad character, it's like ripping the skin off your fucking face. But yeah, it's very comforting. It's very sugoi. It's very wholesome. And I'll be real, as a straight white male, I still enjoyed the cutscene you see after Act 1, where the brother and sister are just walking through the town being cute, being cute siblings with each other. It was really nice.
Yeah.
I actually liked it quite a bit, even as a fucking 30-year-old man. Yeah, the story is wholesome, but man, is it boring sometimes. However, I'm taking comfort in that because I'm just not fucking paying attention when they talk. And I just listen to them, and I'm happy, I'm content, and I browse my phone while I'm on stream, and I look at chat, type frog, a boba, or fucking agony. I don't fucking know, whatever the fuck they want to use. The music. The music is the best music for a release of a gacha game of all time. The vibes are fantastic. Every single song fits exactly where it needs to go.
I never said
It is
I never gave a point on music on this game. The music is amazing. I love the music, and yeah, I just knew it was gonna cook because it's a Hoyo game, and that's something that I massively praise Hoyoverse for. It's just that the music choice is amazing.
The music is fantastic. I will never underestimate that. Combat music, great. Overworld music, great. Pulling music, great. I don't know what the fuck's going on with the rap, but it is what it is. It's just really, really good music, and I fucking love it. There might be an exception of some obscure game, but I'm talking about the big four, which is Honkai, Genshin, Woo-Wah, Zenless Zone Zero. It has the best music, and I fuck with that heavily. I love it. Their use of bass is great. Their use of guitar is fucking great. Yeah, it's just really fucking good. It's really fucking good. The UI UX I saw a guy called Genozod say that this UI is bad. Genozod, you are a fucking idiot. The UI for this game is fucking great. Really good. These are all the options that you're going to use more frequently. There's more option over the things that you aren't going to use too frequently. You're not going to need to use the log out immediately unless you really hate the game. You're only going to use it once. You're not going to need to use any of these things too frequently, so it makes sense they're on a separate menu. The UI is my favorite UI in any gacha I've ever seen. If you don't like it, it's because you haven't gotten used to it yet. Give it a couple hours. I felt the exact same way with Persona 5 Royale, and that has multiple critical acclaim, multiple awards for how good it truly is. I fucking love the UI in this game. I truly do. I think it's awesome. Amazing. I think it's very clean. I think it's very enjoyable, and I think it's pushing the boundaries for what can we expect. I'll be real, guys. I think the UI for Wuthering Waves is fucking terrible. I feel like it would look like it was made by a 6th grader for a fucking computer lab assignment. It's awful. This UI is beautiful.
It is the
text
best.
Is beautiful. I love everything about the UI UX. Now, I believe I've gone through every single aspect of this game people have been asking me about. Do you guys have any other questions for what I feel about anything? Did I not answer everything? I believe I've answered everything. The next two things I'm going to say are ranking it compared to the other gachas that I play and a final rating out of 10. Game size, sure, it should have been lower. It's about 51 gigs. I don't know where the fuck they're using all that, but it is what it is. Maybe on animating people's boobs. Hope for the future, I'll get into that after. Character feat, okay, great. I've answered absolutely everything I need to answer. I'm going to rank every single gacha, and here's how it goes. Okay, my number one gacha right now. Okay, my number one is Wuthering Waves. Yeah. I fucking love that game. Yeah. It's very good. It's not the best in everything, but it's the most consistent in everything. And for me, what I want, I fucking love that game.
Let me try to predict. He's probably going to say Honkai Star Rail is his second. His third, probably ZZZ. Or maybe Genshin as a third. Maybe he doesn't want to put ZZZ there just yet, just because Genshin at least like actually has exploring, and ZZZ is more of like, it's exploring is the TV system, which is bad. But I'm gonna predict his second one is probably Honkai Star Rail. For me, let me rank mine. Number one is Wuthering Waves. Number two, it's probably ZZZ. Number three is HSR. Number four is Genshin. Unless am I missing one? Yeah, I'm just like rating the ones that are like on the top charts right now. So yeah, number one, Wuthering Waves. It's just everything that just feels enjoyable there. Number two, I'll say is ZZZ. The reason why ZZZ is second for me, because HSR is just a 10-based system that I'm not used to. But don't get me wrong, I'm learning to love it. So yeah, I do really like HSR. It's just that I don't like the mechanic of a 10-based game. That's why just, it's going to be so low. But I enjoy 10-based games. HSR is the reason why I enjoy them. But if there's a game where like it's going to be, there's no 10-based system, of course I'm going to like it more. I just like HSR just because of like, it's really making me get into it. But yeah. But I think his second is going to be HSR.
My second, and it's very close, is Honkai Star Rail. The turn-based RPG aspects are really growing boring for me. The needing of the new characters is a little bit tiresome, and the new game modes I'm not really a fan of. However, the story is so fucking good, I'll never quit that fucking game, right? So Wuthering Waves, then Honkai Star Rail. Third place for me is Zenless Zone Zero, okay? Now, it's not that close, but it is my third favorite gacha game right now.
Yeah.
Okay? For what it is, I see a promising future, and I do think that this game can continue to get better, and I think that we'll be very satisfied.
Like, we are not hating on Genshin, I'm like, yeah, the way they treat it, we're hating on them because they're not treating us right back. So to see people defend Genshin Impact so much just boggles my mind, Even it boggles Tectone's mind, because these guys don't care. They don't care about us. And you can see that Genshin is now trying to make an effort just because now there is competition. That's why now Genshin is trying to make an effort.
With the updates that we get, because it should be much easier to give us more, considering that we don't have to make an overworld. I am enjoying Zenless Zone Zero very much for what it is. Okay, my fourth is Genshin Impact. I don't think that game is better than any of the other gacha games at anything. I think that game is mid-incarnate. And yeah, I'm hoping to God Natlin changes that, because right now I feel like Genshin is a fucking joke. And I think the only...
That's the thing. I do not want Genshin to be down here forever. That's the truth. I don't want Genshin to be a game that is just labeled as bad to me. Like this new update that is coming, Nata, or whatever it's called, this new land. I'm really having hope that maybe I might get back into this game. Because Simuru was just, they dragged on so much. Fontaine, it wasn't memorable for me. And now we're getting Nata, or whatever it's called. So I'm just hoping that at least this new area is going to do something. I saw there was like new ways of exploring as well. Hopefully something happens.
Only reason why people like it is due to COVID and time sunk and money sunk fallacy. I genuinely believe that.
Yes.
I feel like Genshin is fucking trash compared to all the other three. I'm not going to go into any other off-brand anime gacha games like Nikkei or Arknights. Doesn't matter. Doesn't need to be said. I'm talking about the big four right now. My rating for Zenless Zone Zero right now, overall as a game.
Let me try to predict what he's going to say. I think what I would say, ZZZ kind of feels like a 7 for me. If not 7, I feel like 6 is too low. Maybe 6.5. Yeah. But to round it off, 7. But if I'm giving decimals, 6.5 maybe. Tectone might give it a 6. Maybe a 5. But he's praising the TV system out of the out of the story mode. So he praises it a bit. So I think Tectone might give it a 7. If he's also gonna give a half, maybe 6.5. Who knows? Maybe we're the same person.
Is a very solid 6.5 out of 10. I'm hoping that increases.
I mean, in his head, are we long lost brothers? No, of course not. I'm black. But it was expected that I was thinking that he was going to give it a 7, but not be too generous. So I was going to be like, he's going to give it a half.
I'm hoping to get a 7 to a 7.5, but right now I give it about a 6.5. Yeah.
The game for me, really 7 maybe for me.
Is how beautiful it looks. I can't tell you how happy it makes me. I feel like it just looks so fucking beautiful. And it just makes me happy being in the game. I'll be real. It's incredibly aesthetically pleasing. Yeah, I give it about a 6.5. Honkai Star Rail right now gets about an 8. And Wuthering Waves for me gets about an 8.5 to a 9. Yeah, those are my current thoughts on Zenless Zone Zero. I think this game will continue to do well. I don't think it's going to do as well as any of the other games. I do think it'll be the worst performing of the 4 categories, but I really don't care, because if the game's fun, I'm going to play it. This game had about a 70% as successful launch as Wuthering Waves. Very proud of Kuro Games. Good for them. We'll see how it pans out. We'll see how it continues to grow and develop. Do I plan on quitting? No, absolutely not. I'm going to beat absolutely everything, and I'm going to keep you guys updated on how I feel about the game. And I really appreciate all the support on Twitch and YouTube. At the current time of recording, I am the #1 most viewed Zenless Zone Zero content creator in the entire planet, and I don't take that for granted. I really appreciate the support on my Twitch. Thank you guys so much. The chat's been fucking amazing, and just thank you guys for everything. Not going anywhere. If you have any other questions, let me know. But yeah, that is my rating, and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Nice. Why Gacha Crates is
Cast. This one's gonna be...
What is this, a new one? 3 days ago. Interesting. Why is Mtesh not showing his face? I mean, I heard he was moving. But anyways, yeah, that's the video. A lot of points that Tectone said, very similar to mine. I don't think there was any really huge argument. The only thing I disagreed was just the bamboos and the ecosystem of Withing Waves. I think that's literally the only thing that was like I didn't support him on, because we both value different stuff. You know, he values cute stuff. I also value cute stuff. Don't get me wrong, but just in general, what I favor more than the other is the echoes at this moment of time. And the bamboos, I don't know, they don't add a lot of value to me. Like, I don't look at them, I'm trying to look at them in a combat sense, I guess. Them as a character, yeah, they're adorable. I understand that they're adorable, of course. But I just like the echoes because of, like, I'm looking at it as like a combat standpoint, you know, how they help me in combat and the uniqueness of like you actually being able to transform into them. And yeah, pretty much. But that was his honest thoughts on Xenia Zone Zero in 24 hours. I gave my own thoughts as well to what he was saying. And yeah, call me a Tectone rider all you want, but when this guy makes his takes, I'm just a big fan of it. Cause it's almost as if like that's gonna be similar to mine. Like I think of like what he's gonna say before he says it. Because that's what I would say as well. But anyway, guys, if you guys enjoyed, you know what to do. Drop a like, subscribe to my channel. That really helps me out a lot. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Let's crank out and move out.